Well, if it isn't Mr. Prima Donna pulling up. 2 minutes late. No shot. No shot I let this slide. I'm going to yell at him. John.
What?
Mr. Darty.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I started the stream at 8.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Here we go. Wow, great job.
Yeah, so
This is live?
we're live.
Wait, are we live on the one that you used for the other thing as well?
What you talking about, Willis?
Are we you have both from recording?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I'm going to have to edit it for the pod?
What? What did we say?
I mean, how long have you been sitting here?
2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
3 minutes. I started it at 8.
Yeah.
The time when our podcast starts.
All right, next time.
Apparently only one of us knows it.
Well,
I like the starting soon thing, though, but
starting soon was sick.
yeah, we can put the emblem up and then
I bet
just
people who are
riff and rant.
on live right now probably love that.
Yeah, I bet they do. We did it for y'all. Do you have anything to start? Or you want to go right into it?
Nah, just hit it.
Hell yeah.
Movie night. Movie night. Movie night, ain't no doubt. We about to watch one movie night. Turn it on, gotta get it started. Let's watch a movie tonight. 'Cause movie nights are always the best of times. Got to keep on watching, keep on watching. Got to keep on watching, keep on watching.
Got to keep on watching, folks, and that we do.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had to watch The Menu.
Unfortunately, that is...
Okay, so we're on the same page.
Well, when
there,
I was
right?
texting you, I was thinking we weren't on the same page. You're
I
like,
was-
that was funny.
I was laughing my ass off the whole time.
So you did like it.
I wasn't scared once. If it was a comedy, but it's supposed to be a horror thriller. I was laughing.
It was a horror satire.
I was laughing the whole time.
You thought it was really funny?
A lot of the scenes were super funny.
Oh, wow.
When they dropped the tortillas on their plates,
The tortillas was great.
I was dying.
Yeah, tortillas
Half
was
of the
good.
stuff was hilarious.
All right. Well, me and Zach have come up with we're going to test a new way to do the pod. Instead of doing a full summary,
Yeah.
got like some bullets to go off of.
Yeah, I'm about 50-50 right now. I did the summary on what you wanted me to, but
Yeah. Hey, well,
that's
it's
about
first time.
Yeah.
I mean, I only came up with this
It was
like
a lot.
5 p.m. Yeah, it was a lot.
I
think
was
it'd be good
frantic.
for note taking during the film.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, like having this by it, and then you can just put like a quick bullet point by the part.
Okay.
Anyways, we watched The Menu on HBO, released in 2022. Going into this, I would say I had a pre-watch excitement factor of about a 7.5.
Oh, really? I was about a 5.
Oh, right at 5.
I knew exactly what I was getting myself into.
I had no idea what this is about.
I mean, I didn't know what it was about, but I knew what it was about. I knew what they were doing.
I had no idea what it was about, and I thought that someone had told me to watch this. I thought it was my sister-in-law, but I might have made that up.
Oh, really? I thought that's the only reason.
Maybe I dreamed it. I'll have to ask her.
Okay.
I don't know that this even came from anyone.
Well,
I can't
thanks a
imagine
lot.
it did.
Thanks a lot. Whoever mentioned this one.
So I put it at 7.5. I was like, I mean, this seems popular. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to give it a rating?
Sure.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
6.8.
6.5.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
We're
pretty
getting
good.
close.
That's pretty good.
So
8, 5, 3, 6.5. 6.65. So we'll go 6.7.
Yeah.
Would you rather go 6.7 or 6.6?
Keep it holy. 6-7.
Yeah. Keep it holy.
That's 1-6 away.
That's one of our worst ratings.
And I don't know if it deserves it, but I also think that I'm becoming more aware of what a rating should be now.
I think it deserves it.
It was bad.
I don't like these kind of movies, and this is a little different than these, but like your Midsommar,
Didn't finish that. Fell asleep.
I think it's called Heritage, made by the same person.
Hereditary.
Or Hereditary.
Yeah, Heritage is just a documentary about Amish people.
Anyways, I don't like those. It's like they're like, oh, you got to make a movie so different, and people are like, oh wow, that was different.
You
I
know
like
what?
that.
The only one thing that is never different:
What?
Queen's Gambit has to survive.
She always survives.
Is this not just Split in a different form?
Oh my gosh, I forgot that she's the girl in Split.
And she's thought to be like the two other girls that are in her group.
Uh-huh.
They realize later that she's been
Oh my god,
purified.
it is like Split, but Split's good.
Yeah, but Split is good.
Split's good. But yeah, like she did not fit in with the group she was with.
That she was with, and then in the end, she's the only one that gets away.
Wow.
And also the person who is in charge, the one that's kind of the kidnapper, is the one that releases her.
Mm-hmm. You nailed that.
I mean, I was sitting there, and like at the beginning of this movie, I said, they better not let this girl live. Because I'm going to be mad, because it's going to be just like Split.
Now, I don't particularly love this girl. She's like popping off.
Good enough actress.
She's fine, but ever since New Mutants,
Yeah?
just can't look at her.
You hold a grudge? What about like Arya Stark? You
I
think
mean,
of her as
I
like
hold a
Game of
grudge
Thrones.
for her since Game of Thrones.
Ah, no. But
She should
was
have been in
beast
that
through and
writer's
through.
room like, you guys need to rewrite this.
This
We'll
is
come back in a
foolishness.
year when you're ready.
I heard Game of Thrones got douched because some of the main actors were like, wrap this up, bud. This
Which
ain't-
ones? I'm
I
not seeing
mean,
it.
like,
You guys on the
eventually-
big screens.
That's the biggest like douche move
Couldn't have been
ever
Kit
as an
Harington.
actor.
Oh yeah, I think if
Oh,
you
Kit
if
Harington
you're
was
an
like-
actor, you're
Buckle
making millions
down.
because of us. Okay,
Buckle down.
you need to do it for as long as your fans want.
Yeah, and it's not about
Tom
You gotta
Holland,
finish the
if
story.
we want you to be Spider-Man until you're 45 years old, you signed up for that.
yeah. Has he been saying something like he doesn't want to be?
Well, you know that his buddy Ned got on there and was like, we might do different things. Like
Yeah, what are
speaking
you
for
gonna do,
Tom Holland.
Ned?
Yeah, Ned, you can go. We'll see you at the door.
I like Ned, but I mean, it's
Ned's
not
fine, but once I heard him say
yeah,
that,
it's
I was
like,
like, you
okay,
can
but
scurry on.
nobody-
We can get a new guy in the chair.
Did you guys hear that Ned's in the new Spider-Man movie? No one cares.
No
too
one
much.
cares about Ned. We can find a new guy in the chair, one who's
But
more
they want him to be
diverse.
a hobgoblin. The hobgoblin.
True.
Whatever.
I don't think he would be a great.
Make it
villain.
James Franco again.
That'd be great.
That'd be funny. He's apparently canceled.
Yeah.
Do you want to give your summary?
Okay. I also had a watch again rating.
I wrote it as 0 out of 10.
Yeah, this should be a 0 out of 10. I gave it a 2.5, but you're so right. And then I also put the watchability, as in theaters, watch at home, or do not watch. Just a straight up do not watch
Yeah.
for other people.
Or if it's like, if you're a movie buff, you got nothing else going on, just watch
See
it.
what
so
it's about.
at least you
but-
can like follow along with the podcast, because that's
Oh
cool.
yeah, watch along to listen to the pod. But other than that, I want to suggest it. The genre, I guess, is just a horror. Zach thinks it's a
I
comedy.
was sitting more on comedy for
You,
about half of
but
it.
what I don't
I got
understand
some quotes.
is you say it sucked, but you also say it was hilarious.
Yeah. There's shitty movies that are funny in weird ways.
Nate, you got any examples?
The Tortillas,
No. Examples of a shitty movie that's really funny.
Master of Disguise. But that's supposed to be a comedy. Listen,
Master of Disguise is great.
I'll die on that hill.
That's like one of like the worst rated movies,
I
but
know,
I bet
that's-
that holds up.
I don't want to watch it again.
We might have
Just
to.
for the love. Please don't ruin it for me.
All right, you want to do your plot summary first?
Sure, I'll go first. All right, The Menu is a movie about how terrible the upper class is. A chef that loses his love for cooking decides to end it all in one final meal. He invites those who are responsible for his lost love to eat with him. As the meal progresses, it goes from artistic vision to psychotic break. One by one, people keep dying until eventually the chef, the staff, and the guest burn alive in one final dish. The only survivor being a prostitute who is...
Dude, did you steal this?
Why?
That was fantastic.
I'm not done.
That makes me want to watch it.
Who was wrongfully invited and deemed innocent by the chef. Bam.
Wow. Like that wasn't
I just
stolen?
wrote it.
Wow, that was sounded perfect.
Oh, yeah?
Like that would make me be like, wow, this sounds pretty good.
Maybe I should do movie reviews.
Not review, synopsis.
Maybe I should have a
I mean,
podcast.
that you could market that.
Yeah?
I mean, I think you did fantastic. That's better than mine.
Okay.
All right. A group of about 12 really rich people take a boat to a fancy restaurant on a private island. By the second course, they begin to realize something is fishy about this experience, and it's not just a single scallop from the first course. It turns out each guest was specifically invited by the chef and his premeditated 7-course meal of revenge. No one is leaving tonight hungry or alive.
Nice.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good.
Good job. Now, do we have a next topic? I'm not sure where
Next,
we
we got what themes are in this movie. You talked about it a little bit in yours. I had one of them as being like, eat the rich. You know, rich people stink.
Yeah, I didn't really write down anything it was all about the rich, and then
I put respect the arts.
Yeah,
you know, he was
the
like
love
really
of his
pissed that
food.
they weren't respecting his food.
Oh yeah, but that boy Tyler,
Oh, he's classic.
I hated him so
I
much.
know, he was so detestable that he was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I put fancy restaurants are BS. That's the thing.
Oh, I said like I would never eat at a Michelin star restaurant again.
Especially if it's one where it's small portions.
Now, do you know the story behind Michelin stars?
I don't continue.
So this is the story. This is the story I've heard of the story of how it got its name. So one Michelin star. Michelin is actually like the tire place.
I know it's the same
super
owner.
weird. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it makes sense once the explanation.
Well, Bridgestone's makes golf balls.
One Michelin star is like, it's worth going to if like you're in the area, and then 2 Michelin stars is like it's worth going a little bit out of
On
your
a bike.
way, like
2 wheels,
going on a drive to
Yeah.
get to this restaurant, and then 3 Michelin stars is like go to France.
You
like,
would
this
go
place is
across the
so
world for
good.
that place?
Like yeah, you got to go 3
Wow.
Michelin stars. So it's all about like distances traveled.
Ah,
Yeah.
Good job, Michelin.
Yeah,
I wonder
heard
how that
like,
became
on,
the
like,
basis for like, this is what you want is a Michelin star.
I know. Why did people start caring?
And like a Michelin star is big, so
And French people are like the biggest douches of all time.
just one for going in the area.
Yeah.
You know, like one Michelin star is like a big deal, but it's just like, yeah, just go if you're in the area. I mean,
Pretty
hell,
much.
McDonald's could get a Michelin star by that.
Yeah.
By that standard.
Yeah, I don't really know. The first one the third one is definitely like get there by any means. Like you have to try this before you die, which I'm certain I probably don't have to.
Yeah, certain.
I mean, like I could be fine with a ahi tuna appetizer at Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite appetizers of all time.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and you know what? There's 12 pieces of ahi tuna, 2 delicious dips.
You start off your meal almost not hungry.
Oh my
when you go to
gosh.
Outback.
And
Between the bread, the blooming onion, and the
talking
ahi
about
tuna.
bread, what were they doing like the finger dip thing with bread?
Oh, I actually put that as one of my favorite scenes.
What?
Because I thought it was funny how everybody wants bread. You know, like.
Yeah.
But I also was confused because at a Michelin star restaurant, I didn't expect them to give bread. I mean, this isn't an Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Where's the bread?" And
No, but
everyone's-
they only asked for bread once he was like,
we didn't supply the bread,
and bread is for common people, and you are not common folk.
so you don't get bread.
You get like, I didn't know what it was. What were the 5 ingredients on it?
What it was missing the bread, so it was like bread dips, like all really tasty bread dip, but they didn't get any bread.
Oh.
So the guy was eating it with like a knife. The Tyler kid.
Yeah, they had the wooden spoon.
Yeah, but
And he
speaking,
kept taking her stuff and making a fool out of himself.
oh yeah, his story is tough.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah. So I mean, back to like the whole fancy restaurants are BS and like the small portions. He starts off with this speech where he says, "Do not eat, taste," and like.
Oh yeah, and he writes, what does he say?
But
Shoot.
like that, his food isn't for like filling you up. It's more about just experiencing the taste. The first course was a single scallop on a rock.
Yeah, but also by the 4th and 5th dish, they had a full chicken thigh with like
Yeah.
the scissors in it. That'll fill you up.
Yeah.
And then the next dish was like filet.
I-
It was like a big old steak.
True. They were being a little bit pompous about not getting the
And
bread.
bone marrow.
I'm like, they are going to give you
I
stuff.
wanted them to shut up about the bread.
They were freaking out, and I thought,
Hey, no, but seriously.
dude,
can we get-
fancy
can we get a
restaurants
little bit
never
of bread?
get bread.
Yeah, like I didn't expect dinner rolls tonight, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, they were so insulted. It was just those 3 chachas.
Yeah.
They
yeah, the
really,
finance
and
guys.
then the one girl, the one sane person out of everyone here is like, he's literally insulting you.
Yeah.
Like he's making a mockery of you.
He's
and
saying you
you're
guys
eating-
don't get bread because you're too rich for bread.
Yeah, and
And
he's
you're
also
eating
making
this
you
thing
like,
with like your finger.
yeah. He's making you look like a freaking animal.
So when they get on the boat and they first get there, they go on like a little tour of the island.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, here we dry age our meat for 152 days. And
Correct.
he's like, what would happen if you dry aged it for 153 days? Haha. She's like, the bacteria would kill you and blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
Is that
Which-
true? Like, are you going to risk it by one day?
Which is funny that you mentioned that. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Probably pretty close to
Yeah.
being true, but I don't know. But it's funny that you mentioned that because I wrote that the girl, like, jokes with that girl was like Drax in the Marvel Cinematic
Did
Universe.
you think she was funny?
I thought she was funny sometimes. So
She was intense and mean.
yeah, but you made that quote like shortly after. They're like,
I have another quote of hers. I
they
wrote
say
down.
something like getting burned.
What happens then?
It's like, shoot. See, now we're bouncing all. What is your quote with her?
I'm gonna pull. Is this the chat?
No, Chad's right in front of us.
Ah, okay. I have a feeling it's gonna be a chat heavy night.
Yeah.
My quote from her, she said, maybe it was during the whole no bread thing, and they're like, the three finance guys are like, is this a joke? And she
No, that's
says,
a tortilla.
no. She goes, you will eat less than you desire and more than you
That
deserve.
was a pimp.
I was
line.
like, damn, that was pretty
That was a
beast.
pimp line.
Yeah.
But also, they're like, hey, what is this? And she's like, tortilla. I thought that was classic.
Yeah, tortilla.
And they're like, what's on it? And she's like, it's a tortilla.
Deliciosa.
Yeah. And then they're like talking about like burning something or burning out. And she says, we never burn out unless we intentionally burn something to make it delicious. Like the whole time it was like joke right over her head. And that's inevitably how she dies.
Yeah.
Because like I guess we'll get to it, but I didn't expect there to be a barrel.
Oh, I don't know.
Because he's like, oh, foolish Emily forgot the barrel for dessert. Will you go fetch it? And I thought he was giving Queen's Gambit a way to like leave the restaurant.
Yeah.
But then she came back with the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure.
Do you think he wasn't expecting her to come back?
Yeah, I think so.
He also didn't mention the fact that the Asian sidekick never came back. Did he assume that she was dead?
Well, the girl came back like covered in blood, like
Yeah.
bloody forearms.
That's
and
what I was
everything.
wondering.
I think it didn't matter. He wasn't like, yo, where's my girl? It was like, yo, we're all dying tonight. And I don't know why everyone in that restaurant, especially the first guy, the first sous chef that commits sue,
Yeah.
and they start laying out a tarp, and you're like, uh-oh, this doesn't seem very good.
Yeah. Well, let's get to here's some of the best scenes I had. First, we already talked about everyone hating on the lack of bread.
Correct.
I thought it was classic because it's so, I don't know, you can relate. So relatable. If you don't have bread somewhere, you're like, come on, can we just get some bread? Especially if it's somewhere where you get bread.
Yeah,
if you're
if
at
you're-
a
no.
Longhorn,
I
you're
was
like,
thinking
where
Longhorn.
the hell is the bread?
True.
Give us the bread. That's why we came here. Now, if you're at a
That's
fancy
what we came
restaurant,
here for. Free bread.
yeah, we're gonna
I
order,
fill up.
We're gonna order a couple waters, get some free bread and dip. I also like the scene when he's talking about the chicken thigh meal and how he stabbed his dad on Taco Tuesday.
Yeah,
that
he
was
was like-
getting quite intense.
Yeah, and he's like, maybe I should have just stabbed him in the neck. You know.
Yeah, and I liked how that meal was a chicken thigh he stabbed him with scissors and it had little tiny scissors in it.
But he also stabs himself in the leg to add more to the art. Like later, he gets
Oh,
that
yeah.
girl to stab him in the leg.
I
with
was
scissors.
very confused by that part.
I mean, you're
I thought
one
he-
femoral artery away from just being like, you're not making it to the end of dinner.
Yeah, and you gotta make it so everyone can die, not just you.
Yeah.
I thought she stabbed him in the dick at first.
I did too. It was
which
pretty
made
high
way
up.
more sense.
Oh, because he was advancing on her.
Yeah,
and
it
she
was
was
called
like,
Men's Folly or something.
yeah.
And I was
She looked like she stabbed pretty high up.
Yeah.
But then he drifts back.
I totally expected it to
found
be
the
a
leg.
stab in the D. But I like the chicken thigh with the scissors in it. I thought that was kind of funny. And then with the tacos came the tortillas. And you've already kind of brought them up, but we didn't say what it was. So, like, I guess they had some laser thing that they could draw whatever on the tortilla.
Oh, and that was the funniest part
The
too.
tortilla was the best part probably about the whole movie.
Yeah, I love the tortilla part, but then they send that shit to Tyler, and it's
Yeah.
Tyler taking pictures of all the dishes, and I'm like, That is hilarious. It was so baller.
So Tyler's like obsessed with this chef.
Like, they literally told him months in advance.
Yeah, that's good.
Yo, bro, this is what we're doing. And he's like, yes, chef. Like, that was all he could do.
So he's like obsessed, and he's like, rule number 1 was don't take photos in the meal. And he's taking photos with a camera that's like, click, click. You know?
No, but like at first he's looking around. He's like, okay, take a picture real quick. He's hiding it. And then at some
sound
point,
on, too.
But I kind of understand why. Because even though these dishes were small,
Very pretty.
they were pouring full glasses of wine in a different wine.
Hammered.
I don't know, but it was a different
True,
wine
they
with
basically
every
split
dish.
a bottle each time.
Yeah, they're like, this is a Sauvignon.
Yeah.
In like everything, in like a restaurant of that magnitude, every wine gets paired with a specific dish.
Yeah.
It's not like you just drink wine. You don't pick your wine. The wine picks you.
The one picks the wine, chooses the course,
wine.
Mr. Potter.
Okay.
That much has always been true.
But okay, so anyways, this whole movie is about the chef, Lord Voldemort, wanting to end his life because he's lost the love of cooking, and he's brought all these people who in his eyes have like wronged him or some way or deserve to die as well. Which also a hilarious
That part
scene.
turned out funny.
The actor, the
The
Hispanic
actor is great, and then also like the girl with them.
dude. Yeah, I love that line. I quoted it too, and I'll just go off of memory because it was so funny to me. He goes, because I'm thinking he's got real qualms with all of these people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
as the night
Some
goes
of them
on,
make sense.
like those two people, like the one,
the critic.
yeah, oh, they annoy
She
me so
sucks.
much. I was like, kill her now.
Yeah, she sucked out the gate, and so she was a food critic that was obviously hating on his stuff when he was younger, and that's why he hated her.
Yeah, but he hated the actor because he was in a movie that he didn't like.
He said, on my one day off, I turned on Dr.
Little Miss Sunshine. It's not Little Miss
Dr. Sunday
Sunday.
Morning or
Yeah.
something. And he goes, and it was so bad. And this is my one day off.
Yeah.
And you've ruined it.
And then the actor goes, yeah, okay, sure, but what about her? And he looks at the girl and he goes, has no idea who this is
Yeah.
at all. And he goes, where'd you go to college? She said, Brown. He said, got any student debts? She said, no. He said, yeah, okay, you're dying.
Yeah, that part was good.
I mean, I was dying laughing at everything Lord Voldemort said.
Lord
bro.
Voldemort was the best part.
Yeah,
he
was
was
cracking me up.
creepy when he was creepy, and that part's funny.
Yeah.
He's a peculiar looking dude. But on the tortillas, they could like make any picture on it, and so the pictures they gave these people were classic. Like they gave Tyler a tortilla of himself. Like they must have had a 3D printer or something.
Yeah.
I mean, like looked like a photo on the tortilla of him like taking pictures of the food. So they're like live making these.
Oh,
things.
and he was so embarrassed.
The older couple, they
It was like the man fooling around with some lady.
yeah, fooling around with some lady. The finance guys, it showed their like bank statements and how they were committing fraud or
Yeah,
something.
like all these tax documents.
They were freaking out about that. What did
The actor have?
I think it just was Dr.
I
Sunshine.
think it was just the poster of the movie.
Yeah, he goes, oh, I almost forgot about this movie.
And then he was like, hey man, I don't like write the script or nothing. And then he was like, yeah, but like as
You've
an
lost
artist.
your love of art.
And then he was kind of like, yeah, you're right.
Like, you're fair.
By the end of this movie, everybody who was supposed to be there was there.
Basically felt like they should die.
And they were all,
Yeah.
at the very last thing they say is, yes, chef.
Yeah.
And it's every single person,
and
not
they
just
get
the
put in
cook.
that s'more suit. And
I
they
was
just
cracking
accept it.
up.
The
I was
s'more
cracking
suit
up
was
by
pretty
the s'more
funny.
suit. I mean, it was pretty like artistic, like the way
s'more
they
was
made
good.
the building into the final dish and then
Yeah.
set it on fire. But I mean, marshmallow vest and a little chocolate cap to go on everybody's head. There was not one time during this movie that I was the smallest amount frightened.
Oh, no.
I was ear to ear smiling the whole
It
time.
was certainly not a scary movie. I just can't believe you rated it a 6.8 by how you talk about this movie.
Because it's not a horror movie, especially if they want to
Do
credit
you
it as
want
a
it to
horror
be a...
movie.
Well, what if they called it... it's a comedy horror. I think it's actually listed as a comedy satire. Or horror satire. Which means like a funny horror.
Really?
Yeah. satire, like a joke.
I mean, it was the only good part about it was there was nothing scary about it. All the like, there was no like, or like any type of like that stuff. Like every time something happened, you knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Also,
And,
I mean, this is like a movies are 2 hours. We're listing all the good parts. There's a lot of like, oh, this movie sucks.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think that's why it got such a bad rap. I have this quote talking about the actor. His assistant's like, why don't you go talk to him? And he's like, I'll talk to him later. Like she's like, you're friends with the guy because he claimed he was friends with the chef. And then later she's like, why don't you get him to stop this? He goes, I don't know that guy. She goes, you said you did. He's like, I'm a name dropping whore. I like to pretend like I know people.
whole movie hilarious. And the quote that the like sous chef said about the tortillas was. The guy said, where did you get this? And she said, I'm sorry, but chef never reveals his recipes. I thought that was a baller line, too.
Yeah. The finance guy showed fraud. The old people showed they were cheating. That guy showed the movie. Who else was there? Oh, the critics showed, like, restaurants she had closed down. She wrote a review, and then they closed soon after.
Yeah.
I think that's all of them.
Yeah, and I think Tyler was almost just like a guinea pig. Like, I wonder if this guy is just so far up my ass that, like, I could tell him what's going to happen, the whole dish. Because I'm sitting here, like, throughout the meals and the courses, and I'm like, why is Tyler not fazed by any
He
of
did
this?
not. So, yeah, I think the next the next scene I had that I liked was when he gets Jeremy, the sous chef, and he gives this big speech about Jeremy is a really good chef, but he's not great. And then
And he'll never be great.
He'll never be great. But
He'll never be
Jeremy
happy.
has created the next course, and this is when we turn it up a notch. And he goes, Jeremy has created the next course, and they're laying out like this tarp, and you are like, oh shit, this guy's about to kill himself.
Oh, yeah, for
You
sure.
could just tell by the speech he was giving. He's like, do you like your life, Jeremy? He's like, nope. And
He's like, you
no
want
chef.
my life, Jeremy? Not my riches, not my talent. Do you want my life? And
No.
he's like, no
chef. And then he shoots himself in the head, and
And they're like, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeremy Splinter. And
like nothing happened, and they're like, most everyone in there is like freaking out. They're like, is this a part of it? Is this a play?
they're freaking out, and then like
Some
some
people are
people,
freaking out.
the
They get-
critics like, oh, this is just art, and then people start realizing really quick.
They get talked into believing it's not really didn't happen, and Tyler,
He's just balling out.
he's just munching down on the new course.
not
a mess.
even looking,
Yeah.
like trying to grab as much food as he can.
He does not.
Probably because he
give-
knows it's his last meal.
Yeah, this guy Tyler. Do you recognize him, the actor?
Yeah, he was in a zombie movie.
Oh yeah, he's
That
in
I
that
went
one.
to.
He was in a movie when he was really young.
He was like Oliver Twist.
Do you
or
remember the
something.
movie About a Boy?
Oh,
Shake
I picture him
yes.
now.
Watch yourself.
I can picture him as a little kid and the British dude that was
Yeah.
like his father figure. in
That
it.
was him.
Yeah.
Anyways, he starts off this movie he sucks. So he's
Yeah, he's like-
super into food, like an obsessed foodie guy who he eats something with a little bit of eggs on it, and he's like, or escargot or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's trying to point
caviar.
things
He's like,
out,
oh
like
my
trying
god,
to,
this
like,
is fantastic.
Trying to prove how good his palate
yeah,
is.
as soon as
like,
he
all
walks in,
these
he's like,
things.
oh, that's it. Are you doing the Chouvet style?
Yeah.
Good job.
He knows all the styles.
He knows
and
all the
sous
terms.
chef Who Jeremy's about to kill himself.
Yeah.
And then old Tyler comes up talking about the sous vide style.
Yeah.
Jeremy's not in the mood.
No,
and like all
he's
of
got
these-
a lot on his mind.
Yeah, it's almost like they're at war. Like nobody in the kitchen staff F's with any of these people.
No.
They all know they're gonna die. I don't know what Kool-Aid they're drinking, but everyone in the kitchen staff and Tyler was drinking the chef's Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, it was a cult kitchen. They were all
And Tyler
ready
was
to
just
die
trying
for
to
the chef.
join the freaking cult.
Yeah, Tyler he's obsessed with the chef. He would do anything just to have a meal there. He would die for a meal with this chef.
Which he
Quite literally did.
willingly did.
Okay, so now we get to the course, Tyler's extra course.
Oh, so when he cooks?
Yeah, and how did that happen?
So he goes,
The chef was
is like, so, Tyler,
You really impressed me earlier with that tea thing.
yeah. He's
When
like, you just knew.
Yeah, he's like, that was fantastic. You really know your stuff.
He's like, also, you knew about tonight. And you wrongfully brought Margot here to die.
Yeah, why did you bring Margot again when you knew that everyone here was going to die tonight?
Because you don't seat single seats chef.
And I got broken up with, so I just invited this whore.
Yeah, so she was a prostitute, got hired today, which, I mean, this girl is way too pretty to be a prostitute.
Yeah.
No offense to you hookers out there listening. But
She must be a high quality one. I mean, this guy spent
top dollar.
$12.50 a person on a meal.
True.
So he paid $12.50 for her meal, and then probably an extra
couple
couple
grand.
of G's just to have
Yeah.
her there. Yeah. But
For
then she
sure.
gets pissed off, obviously, because she just got invited to this
Jumps
murder
over across
dinner.
the table, starts choking him out like nobody really cares.
Tyler doesn't even care.
Tyler's like, you're embarrassing me in front of Chef. And like,
and-
keeps calling her like childish and shit. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. He said, well, I'm paying, so how about you just eat it?
Yeah, I'm paying. So how you just shut the hell up and eat your food?
Yeah.
Because she's like,
Well, once I found out she was a whore, I kind of agreed with her. I was like, I mean,
that's true.
you know, I was like, oh, at first I was like, he's being really rude to that girl. But then I was like,
True.
well, okay, now he's paying for you to
Be
it
here and eat the food. Like,
eat
not,
it.
don't embarrass me in front of
Yeah,
the chef.
yeah. I mean, just obviously this guy gets off to this chef stuff. Just accept it.
Yeah, but
Shut your
Tyler
mouth.
is also, and she's obviously cool with her craft, her job.
Oh yeah.
And she's gotten way weirder requests because the dude, the old man,
2 doors down.
the dude literally at the next table.
Ooh, that was just.
It got so much weirder. Like, not like there was a Jo situation,
Yeah, big time J.O. sitch.
and he's just staring at this girl, Jo,
Uh-huh.
and then she was like, oh, and then he wanted me to like.
Say I was his daughter.
Okay, I was looking at your face, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to say
I didn't want
this.
to say.
Yeah, but I mean,
Ugh.
it was disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
the whole thing, I don't know.
And that guy happened to be there.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, God. I mean, he's bleeding to death out of one finger because he lost his ring finger.
They should have cut off his whole hand.
Yeah.
They knew what
should've-
he did.
Yeah, he was sick.
He
Cut
was
off
sick.
his Jo hand.
Yeah, he's a freak. So then Tyler, the chef's like, but
Come
we've
on.
been really impressed with you, man. You get to be a chef.
Yeah, you're not
You
just-
know
you're not
all
one of
this
these
stuff.
people.
You're not one of these guys. You're one of us.
Come on.
Here's a code I got for you. He goes, all right, now cook. And Tyler's like, what? He's like, yeah, you're the chef.
Cook, you're the chef.
Cook.
What do you need? We have everything. And he's like,
He really,
Shallots.
yeah, he absolutely butchers this.
I know, and
like, how bad can you be? He knew all
Undercut
this
the
stuff.
dickens out of
He
lamb.
cut these shallots, absolutely huge pieces.
in cubes, and
And
then
like-
Voldemort's like, okay, we're learning a brand
Oh,
new
we've
way.
never seen this technique. We're sauteing it in butter and salt, guys. and Tyler
Okay,
is
now
just
you
like
want some lamb.
shitting his pants.
Yeah,
taking
and
his
he's-
meal in front of chef.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I think it's done, chef. Lamb's been on the
Lamb-
stovetop for
2
2.5 minutes.
The vegetables are absolutely massive.
Raw.
How could you? I don't understand how he butchered this so bad.
I think he might have just
watches
been like,
the
okay,
shows.
well, I'm not going to do any better.
He was just
there's,
freaking out.
There's no way he thought the lamb was cooked.
There's no way.
There's just no way.
There's no way. Do you think he cooks better than that at home? And he was
Tyler?
just like freaking out because everyone's watching him?
Yeah, but he's also like,
He pretends to know it all about cooking and he sucks.
not that guy.
And everyone he makes an entire fool out of himself. And then
chef whispers to him and is like, hey, bro, how don't you just go in the back and
off yourself.
and Tyler's like, yes, chef. I mean,
Do you
this
think
dude.
that's what he said? Did he whisper or did we hear him?
No, but
Didn't hear what he said?
Voldemort's like,
Yeah.
and Tyler's like, you got it, boss.
Yeah.
You're right. I did just embarrass myself.
So Tyler just his
Also,
hero.
another time that like a whisper happened, that like I was like, oh, I know exactly what they said, was when they get off the boat at the start and the Margot shows up, the whore,
Yeah.
and they're like, so you're so and so, and she's like, no, I'm Margot, and she's like, okay, and then she goes to the chef real quick and is like, when they enter the restaurant, and she's like, that Margot girl is not supposed to be here. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
So that was one of the other whispers.
Okay, so you're saying you didn't physically hear it, but you just know what
You
she
just
said.
knew what she was saying
Yeah.
because it was obvious that like in this group of pretentious people, Margot was not supposed to be there, and now
Yeah.
she's kind of messing up.
She's ruined the whole thing because we're killing everyone here tonight because they're all bad people.
And
we don't know this Margot girl. She could be perfectly fine.
Yeah, so that's what the chef was trying to figure out the whole entire meal.
Yeah.
And then comes to the conclusion that she's a server, not a taker.
Yep. He says, he has her in the back room. He goes, Margot, we're all going to die tonight. With those who give or those who take. You have 15 minutes to decide which you are.
Yeah.
So that was that.
But then he decides for her. He's like, oh, you're a giver. Go on.
At
give
first
me
he was
this
giving her a
dessert.
taker.
Huh?
Didn't he say she was a taker at first, and then she gets changed his mind?
I don't know. I think he went like
When she
that
brought the
before.
barrel back, she
Yeah.
did, but then she thought it was a way to...
Yeah,
Finesse.
she's like, this is ass.
So Tyler makes a fool out of himself in front of his hero, and he ends up killing himself.
Zero. Yeah.
A zero, and indeed, big
Yeah.
time. Next scene I really liked was the Coast Guard being a fraud.
That was funny.
Yeah. So Margot escapes, and she gets on the chef's good side. He's like, "Go fetch this barrel we forgot for dessert." And she goes and she fetches it, and then the Asian lady attacks her because she thinks she's taking her place.
Yeah, and the Asian lady's dying words were, "He never told me about the barrel."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I know, like the lady could not get like. I figured it wasn't.
Do you
like,
remember her name?
No.
So he's like, yeah, go get this barrel. Old Rosalie forgot the barrel.
Yeah, Rosalie forgot the barrel. We need it for dessert. Will you please go get the barrel? And I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, that's her way out. She's just gonna go. There's no real barrel.
You thought he was letting her escape that?
I don't think there was ever a real barrel.
Oh.
I think she found that barrel later.
What
and brought
was
it
in the
back.
barrel?
No idea. Cold fusion. Maybe they were gonna freeze something. I don't even remember what the dessert.
Oh,
was fire.
I'm thinking it was fuel or something that caused the explosion.
Ah.
I think it was a real barrel.
No, because they used
Oh, you
graham
found
crackers.
the barrel.
They used graham crackers as like the starter.
At one point, it blew up though.
Yeah, well, true. But I mean, it's a kitchen.
Well, who's to say? Barrel might have been a facade.
There's gas
barrel.
tanks in all those barrels.
But
That
while
wasn't
she's
like
getting it, Rosalie attacks, and
Right.
she kills her. And then she goes into his house. That's where she's at when Rosalie attacks her. And she gets into like...
CB radio.
Yeah, radio, and she calls the cops, aka the Coast Guard in this situation.
Which they got there shockingly fast.
She also sees a bunch of stuff from Chef's past, and she sees where he worked at like Howie Hamburgers, and he looks really excited.
Ear to ear, smiling,
Yeah,
just made a
so that came in
plain
handy
old
later.
cheeseburger.
Yep.
So the Coast Guard comes in and he's like, what's going on here? And then he's like, this guy's an actor.
The best part about this is
The
that
autograph.
the autograph, because Chef knew what the guy would do.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you like him?" Oh, another good part. This scene's pretty good because he goes, "You're what's his name?
Hey, you're
You're from Dr. Sunday."
Yeah, he
I
said
love
that's
that
what me and my
movie.
wife love that movie.
And he like looks at Chef like, "See?"
And then he's like, oh, okay. And then he gets a signature and it's like, help us. And he draws his gun and he's pointing at everybody and they're like, him. And he finally directs his gun at the chef. And they're like, thank you, finally. Like, we're saved. And then like he's creeping up, draws his gun towards the table and lights a candle on the table.
With a gun.
Yeah, and it's just a decorative lighter.
And then he goes and joins the rest of the sous chefs.
Yeah. I mean, not even just like Lord Voldemort, not just cruel. He was crueler.
He loves a good joke.
He loves a good joke.
He likes giving people hope.
Yeah. They said, hey man, you work for Hank Mardukas. We're Hank Mardukas' underlings. And he's like, yes, you're right. I do work for Hank Mardukas, but positions have changed, times are different, and now I own Hank Mardukas.
Yeah.
And then he like
Hank Mardukas comes flying in on angel's wings over the ocean.
And then he drowns him. Which was
All right,
funny.
now do Operation Fallen Angel, and then Mike sinks the angel.
And he's just like makes everybody shut up.
Everybody hush, hush, hush. And then you hear this guy like gurgling.
Oh dear God, please!
He's like, shh. And then it finally gets quiet. It's like, he's hear that? That's the sound of freedom.
Yeah, I mean, I was laughing this whole time.
Yeah,
Learn how the
so-
people died.
I have a good quote about that part. The Hank Mardukas part. He goes,
I
I know, but that's a good name for it because it's something close.
yeah, that's
It's from
from
Frank. Yeah, it's from I Love You, Man.
Yeah.
It's like,
Robbie, you, and Hank Mardukas.
no, he's only got two best friends, Robbie
Hank.
and Hank Mardukas. So Hank Mardukas, he has him. They're like, dude, are you really gonna do this? I mean, our boss like funded you through COVID. He's like, yeah, he did, but he always questioned the menu, and he asked for substitutions, and then he goes and yells,
there's no
effing substitutions at Hawthorne. You're looking at it.
Voldemort.
Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah. Another great quote that we missed was with the actor and the girl Because they're back and forth, and at some point, these people come to realization, so they're kind of like spilling their feelings to these other people.
We're
It was like
dying. Might as well tell each other what we got going
their
on.
counterpart, and then she's like talking about why she's leaving and everything, and like he's mad about her leaving, and she's mad about him, and she's stealing money from him and everything.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "I wrote a negative review to Sony," and she said, "I know. You CC'd me on it." I thought that was. I mean, this movie, if it was satire and that means that there's supposed to be laughs, this was a comedy.
I think the problem with the laughs was they didn't play into them enough. Like, it didn't seem like you were supposed to be laughing at these scenes. Maybe they should have made it more obvious that it was these scenes.
Nothing was scary. It was all funny. They turned the people into s'mores at the end.
So more scary would have been good.
I mean, they turned people into s'mores and gave them marshmallow vests.
Yeah, the next scene I have is so Margot comes back with a barrel, and he says, "You know what? You are a taker, so you sit right here." And they're like preparing I believe the dessert, the final meal, and she does his classic clap and gets his attention.
I bet the kitchen staff was so embarrassed when they turned.
Oh yeah, they probably felt like idiots. So the kitchen staff looks at her, that chef's thing, and she goes, "I think your food sucks, and I'm still hungry." And he's like, "What? You're still hungry?
How hungry are you?"
I'm starving. And so she gets him to give her a hamburger because
He's like, what do
she
you
could
want?
tell she was like, "I want just your.
I don't want this Michelin star hoity-toity hamburger.
I want a greasy, on the bun, straight from mom's house hamburger."
And that's what he gives her.
He said, "Oh,
I mean,
I'll
it was
give you
still
the best hamburger."
It was a beefy fast food restaurant hamburger, but it's still
Oh, it looks
stood
delicious.
the test of time. Yeah. For a second I thought she was gonna be like, "This burger is shit."
Yeah.
I didn't know how she was gonna get out of it.
The idea being that she saw how happy he was back when he was just making hamburgers at Howie's Hamburgers. So.
And she does bring joy back to him.
Oh yeah, you can tell he's really thrilled making this hamburger.
He's smiling.
It looks
everybody's just watching
delicious.
him. Yeah, it looks delicious.
He puts onions under the patty.
I thought she was gonna
cooks it
save
in.
everybody.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice.
I mean, like he was like, "Oh, I got but that was just a dreamer's wish."
Yeah.
I lost that pretty quick. But
Yeah.
then she's like, she takes a small little bite.
American cheese is the best for a hamburger.
It melts
Without cracking.
best, apparently.
Yeah. So
that's
American
good.
cheese for your next hamburger.
Yeah.
Obviously, you should know that. I mean, hamburgers, those gotta be American.
Yeah, but sometimes you like to mix it up. A little pimento cheese on a burger. That's a specialty.
That's
but
a specialty.
that
A little
sounds
pepper
delicious.
jack
Mm.
also slaps.
Brie cheese.
So what were you gonna say?
Oh, so she's like, you know what? My eyes were bigger than my stomach on this one. I need a to-go box. And he's like, one to go coming up.
He just gives her the to
And
go.
at this
let her
point,
go.
yeah, and he's like, she's like, how much will this set me back? So they pretty much have like one transaction, a final like goodbye, and like everybody else in this room is totally okay with this girl living.
They have come to terms with that they're gonna die.
We're gonna die. This girl doesn't deserve to die. Like we've been some douchebags our whole life. This girl got tricked into coming here by some dude that just hired her.
Oh, I don't know if we talked about the reason he hated the regulars, but I thought that was a pretty funny reason too.
That they didn't know the dishes.
They were like so rich that they were able to come all the time. It's like most people are lucky to come once. It's
You've
like, y'all
been
been
here
here 11
11
times. Name one dish, and they couldn't name a dish.
No, the wife goes, it's cod, because they're asking the husband, cod, and he goes, cod? And she goes,
it wasn't a thing.
halibut, you bitch. And
Yeah,
then
it
she's
was
like,
a-
why does it matter? And he's like, it mattered to the halibut.
Yeah, that was good.
This whole movie was sheer comedy. I mean, I couldn't get it. I was cracking up, and at some point I just realized that it was supposed to be funny.
So he lets Margot go with her to-go hamburger, and then he
Like
serves
as
the
they're
final
going out,
dish.
yeah. So as they're going out, like Margot like turns back to either like say like her goodbyes or like just kind of like look at these people in a way that says,
I don't think I can save you
I
guys.
don't think I can help y'all. And she's like standing there like a second too
Lingering.
long, and the old lady, the wife who's closest to the table, is like, go.
Get out while you can.
Go now.
And
it's like
that
showing
lady
him out. I thought
knows
that was dope.
that she whored around for her husband. She found
Yeah.
that out. Still gave her the go-ahead.
Yeah, which
Everyone
I
else
mean-
kind of smiled and was like, we're okay. We're
yeah,
okay,
it was
dying.
all, and she was like, "You need to go right now.
Yeah.
Like, get on."
So she got
Which
out
I
of
thought
there.
that was dope. I like that everyone came together and was like, you know what, Margot needs to live.
Yeah, that was nice of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy that in this room of people, the whore was the best person.
Amen. Yeah, but also, I mean, these people are all terrible, but they were too okay with dying at the end.
Yeah,
Like,
then they start turning them into s'mores, and they
Yeah.
just accept this. I mean, it's clear what's
Final
about to happen.
dish, yeah.
I mean, when you see marshmallows, your first thought is s'mores.
yeah.
You know, so they put this this marshmallow jacket on every single one of them, and like a little chocolate hat. They all
Yeah.
look hilarious,
I was dying.
and you're like, oh my god, they're about to catch these people all on fire.
And that was sort of dope how they turned like the final room into the final dish, whatever. But
And it was
more
also like a play
comedic.
on how s'mores. He's like, s'mores represent everything that's wrong with like food, a graham cracker, some like piece of chocolate and a marshmallow. It's so simple.
trivial.
Yeah, and like so poor. And this is what you guys deserve to die as, is a lonely s'more.
And they say, "You're right, chef."
But the s'mores were very artistic. The floor looked beast. They looked hilarious.
And he went up, grabs 2 coals out of the furnace because he's got asbestos hands, can't feel nothing. Walks him up to the middle and goes dead eye of the storm. Just catches himself on fire first. Beast way to do it. And he's like, "Let us die together tonight and be reborn." And they're all like, "Yes, chef!" Like they're all drinking the Kool-Aid at this point.
They're big time into this cool.
It was insane, and then they all just burned to death willingly. Like I don't even think they tried to escape. Like if like the fire caused an exit that was not there, I don't think they would have taken it.
That's true.
Like the glass broke, they could have jumped into the ocean.
If you're on fire, I think you have to try and escape. If it
True.
you don't think that they? I bet once they caught on fire, they were trying to escape.
Or at least moving around a bit.
Yeah.
They definitely weren't sitting
The
still.
people that were the human s'mores, they didn't even care.
No, I mean they were ready
They
to
were
go.
locked in the dime.
They deserved it at some point.
Oh, okay. I have now that was the whole movie. I have the funniest scenes. We talked
Tortilla.
about the actor not being liked because Dr. Sunshine sucked.
Hilarious.
The tortillas was hilarious, and then this is one we
I
didn't
think
talk
tortilla
about.
was my favorite one.
Tyler going back to the restaurant when he gave all the guys a chance to run away. You know, when he gave
Yeah.
like
And he's
everybody's like, gentlemen, you have a 45-second head start to run away, and then they all start running away, and Tyler runs and like looking in the restaurant because he just wants to have whatever they're eating that
Right.
the chef made. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I
because
mean
he was so dedicated to just.
he's insane.
Yeah, he was insane.
And he knew. So the chef was really like, I want to see if I can do this. And then was like, "Listen, kid, you've been annoying the hell out of me for this long. I understand that you want to eat my food. Here's the deal. This last meal is my last meal. Everybody
I'm
there."
going to murder everyone.
And he said, "Yes, chef." And he
Yeah.
hopped on that boat, completely willing to die in that instant. And he's a psychopath. But also, Margot's kind of a psychopath because she like boats off to like get a street side view of the carnage, and it's just like eating a cheeseburger.
Oh yeah,
and
she's just eating a cheeseburger,
Unfazed.
watching the explosion.
even though like she knows like 40 people are burning to death right in that moment.
Yeah, that's how it ended. Any good twist? We already talked. Margot was a whore that did weird stuff with the old guy that was there. The fake Coast Guard, and then Tyler knowing the whole time. That was
Yeah.
probably the best twist. Was like
Yeah,
that
Tyler
was
knowing
pretty
the whole
nuts.
time.
And I was
was
like,
a good
damn, you
twist.
really invited Margot?
That was super
savage.
douche.
Yeah. Best actor, I'd have to give it to Voldemort. Ralph
I give to
Fiennes.
Voldemort.
Fiennes.
Worst,
Chef Voldemort.
probably Tyler. Maybe not worst actor. Are we saying like by performance?
Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, none of the acting was bad
They-
or anything.
yeah, they weren't that
It was
bad.
all fine acting.
I just didn't like Tyler.
Yeah.
He was
kinda.
pissing me off.
But yeah, that's all I got for the movie.
Okay, cool. We got games, right?
Yeah. All right. Let's start with
Your horseman is always it always takes me a little bit more thinking.
Okay.
I'm like diving on the internet trying to find the answers.
I mean, I would just think like, what comes to your head? So today I think that chefs just typically seem kind of douche. You know, they think that they're the man because they like run this tiny little room. And so I did the 4 horsemen of worst occupations to have as friends.
Okay. I'm good with my answers.
All right. Let's flip the night coin.
Heads.
Tails.
I'm back, baby.
All right. Number 1. I with waitresses.
Waitresses?
Like, I just can't stand complaining about tips. If you don't want to complain about tips, then go get a real job, you waitress.
That's crazy.
Like, just seeing like people talk on
waitress.
Twitter and Facebook.
Bro, you're sitting in the dining room.
Oh yeah, I know that one's gonna be hated.
You're a
but-
taker, bro.
Yeah.
All right, my number 1, and I think this is a better one, is therapist.
Therapist.
If I feel like as like a therapist, you can't help but try and like break down
Deconstruct everyone.
the
That's a good
person in
one.
front of you, and I would be like, dude, just let me eat my BLT and shut the hell up.
Yeah. They probably all want to get super deep.
Yeah.
This one might put me in the doghouse, but I'm gonna go with real estate agents. I deal with them on a daily basis, and there are some toughies out there.
They're all bad.
Yeah,
They're not all bad.
They're just intense. You know, if you know one, they're trying to convince you to sell your house. I just moved in, but it's a great time on the market.
Yeah.
So-
Give me a second.
And Taylor
Sounds
just
bad.
said, "Bitch." You know, I don't consider Taylor one of the bad ones. That's what makes
All
her so
right.
special.
My number 2, and I think also a better number 2, no offense, mortician.
That's a good one.
Certainly want to hang out with those guys all the time.
Okay, that's a good one. I have number 3, stock trader / finance guys.
I have
They can
that guy.
only ever talk about that. Did you see the market?
Stocks are up.
Stocks are up. Stocks are down. Good
Uh,
time to buy.
Good time to buy.
Stocks are up. Good time to sell.
Amen.
And that's how it goes.
That's the way the stocks go.
Yeah.
All right, my number 3 is a TMZ reporter, paparazzi.
Ah.
Not that I feel like they would be following me around, but if I was friends with one of them and I had to like talk about all this stuff,
You just keep
Drive
don't
me
care.
nuts,
Yeah,
yeah.
Someone who really likes celebrities and stuff. Okay. Number 4, my final pick. I'm gonna go with pyramid scheme salesman. I'm
That's a
talking
fun
about your
one.
girls online who are selling makeup. They need 4 clients to get them to get 4 clients to get them to get 4 clients,
Yeah.
and then we'll all have beautiful skin and lots of money.
which is funny because if anyone's gonna fall for a pyramid scheme, it's gonna be you.
Dude,
Which actually, we'll get to that later. Well, let's finish this game real quick. All right, I'm gonna say DJ
oh, that's a really good one.
with a close last being wastewater operator, just a dude who works in sewage. I mean, no offense,
but he probably stinks.
you smell like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
They were like a guy
there's
who unloads
nurses.
porta potties.
There's nurses in our family. There's times where
You're like, you smell
mom
like
will
a
come home and it's
hospital.
like,
Go
yeah,
Go take a shower, Mom.
please,
Yeah.
like you smell like
Old
a
people and
latex glove.
oh, it's really latex.
It's always
It's
latex glove.
Yeah. Okay. Some honorable mentions. I have
Doctor.
old guys, minor league baseball players. Like I'm talking about your 20,
Oh, yeah, like the
26,
up-and-comers,
27,
farm
and I'm like,
leagues.
get out, dude. What are you doing? You're in Double A. You're 27 years old. They just drafted a 16-year-old from Costa Rica.
To your position.
Yeah, so get gone. Insurance salesman. I feel like they're just going to be selling you insurance the whole time.
Don't want to do that.
No. Government employees. They are just, just go
Most
into
of
your
them.
government.
Oh, DMV.
Yeah, DMV, your
They just
permitting
don't want to be
offices.
there.
They
Fast
hate their
food.
life.
Oh, fast food people who
Yeah.
don't want to be there. That's one of my least favorite things. When you like go up to like that speaker and you can just tell immediately that they're mad.
yeah.
And you're like, okay, I get it. It's work,
Yeah.
but don't make it my fault.
You know what? I talked about government employees, but I would be remiss to say if you meet a good government employee, like in the permitting office, and they are nice,
Hold on to those people.
They are a real pleasure.
Yeah.
Like to be able to do that and do the job that you do, where
True.
you're just working for the government and you're still nice.
Yeah, like somebody
You're a
who takes
treasure.
like customer complaints all the time.
Oh my God, HR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oof.
HR is a good one. Like for anyone, like your
Yeah.
Tobies.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, you don't meet a lot of lively and fun accountants.
Yeah. Oh, accountants could be. I'm similar to finance. I put lawyers.
Yeah.
Feel like they're always like, I'm a lawyer. We know,
Deal
dude.
with it.
Be a doctor if you want to be something special. Politicians. They just are fake. And then I had added this one later, movie critic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we are, but like just like your legit ones.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
like where
the
they're like,
poses.
I really loved the way that movie was great because of the way they panned in that one scene.
Mm.
And
Oh yeah, cinematography.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking maybe we should do that for our rating, but I could give a damn about cinematography.
Unless it's like an easy one. Like,
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh yeah, that's good cinematography.
Yeah.
Avatar. Good
Good
cinematography.
Is it, or is that like
Dark
good
Knight.
CGI?
That's got a good cinematography.
Yeah.
Cinnamon in my way.
Probably.
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Game of Thrones, great cinematography. You know, like she'll be standing there and then dragon's wings will pop out from like.
Cinematography.
You know good cinematography when you
You
see
can
it.
see it, but I don't think it matters too much towards the whole rating. Of
If it
the
is
film.
lukewarm cinematography, you're not going to be able to tell. You know?
True.
If it's just your average stuff.
It's either really good, decent, and you don't care.
And that's just critics in general. I mean, like the chef, the restaurant critic sucked. Could you imagine being her friend? No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too good for this.
Mm-hmm.
This food is bad.
I'd be like, will you shut up?
Yeah. And like to the chef's point, like,
I love that he kept bringing her out the dip.
oh, that was hilarious, especially when he brought her the big one.
Yeah, here's more of that dip that broke it apart, you
Yeah.
dumb bitch.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was hilarious. All right, so this is what I'm hoping to be a pretty consistent game.
You have a game right now?
Yeah, do you have your
I
hot
have another
take?
game. Oh shit.
You don't? Okay, so in the future, we're both going to give a hot take.
I got a hot take.
Okay, well, this is called Hot Taketh because this is Renaissance and we are knights and this is serious. So
Yeah.
this is part one, Hot Taketh.
Okay.
Smoking cigars is one of the most miserable things of all time.
That's great. That is a great take. I don't
Yeah.
even think that's too hot.
I think that's a hot take, and I think a lot of people convince themselves that they enjoy smoking cigars, but you don't.
Here's a better hot take on the same thing.
I'd rather smoke a cigarette.
That was my hot take.
Yeah.
I would rather
I
smoke
mean,
it.
would
And
I
I think
rather
people
it
are
be-
going to be like, ooh, but
Would I rather it be done in 5 minutes, or would I rather it be done in 3.5 hours? And
Yeah.
then be like, oh, I just can't breathe for the next 3 days.
and
I don't
I'll
understand
even,
how people
I'll
do
even
it.
throw this on top of that. Smoking a cigarette looks cooler than smoking a cigar.
For sure.
You know,
Most of the
unless
people
you're a
who-
big guy like Tony Soprano, then you can probably pull off the cigar. But if
And-
a James frickin' Dean in a leather jacket smoking a Krig,
Yeah.
just sitting back.
Oh, but did
ripping
you
a
see
heater?
Cole Sprouse?
Was he ripping a heater? Like
He
a
got
loser?
some heat. He looked like a total chotch, and he kept talking about how his youth was so tough, and they're all just damaged in some way. That's how they become actors and all this dumb shit.
Which one's him?
Cody,
The nerd?
yeah,
He seemed like the worst of the two.
and now he's in like
Riverdale.
Okay, I was about to say Outer Banks, but it's practically the sister company.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like sitting back and he's talking. He's like, "You care if I light one of these cigarettes in here?" And they're like, "No, go ahead." And then he's like, "Yeah, I mean, my childhood was okay. I mean,
I'm gonna smoke cigarettes now, so you tell me.
we're damaged. What can I say? Actors, all of us, we're just damaged goods, and that's what brings so much of the I don't know what he
Really?
said, and then he just lights it again, and then like people are making fun of him.
First
But,
time smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a good hot taketh.
Yeah. Hot taketh. I would rather go to a
The lake than the beach.
no-star Michelin restaurant than any star Michelin restaurant.
If you put all the factors together, then yes, absolutely.
More
Because,
than
like,
likely, I'm
cost,
going to-
taste, fill.
I mean, I can go to an expensive restaurant and be like. that
Also, if
seems-
I'm at
as
a
long as I get
restaurant-
enough food.
If I'm in a restaurant that it takes 3 hours to finish eating and it's a 15-course meal, at some point I am going to be so freaking mad that I'm going to be seeing red and won't be able to enjoy anything that comes out. And especially if it comes out and it just looks like a couple of leaves and like
Even if you were getting the wine service. I mean, they
then
had.
I'd be fine.
They had like. they had like 5 bottles of wine.
they were
Like
they
if
were
you were
counting
drinking
them.
like that, and then like it almost seems nice to be like drinking the whole time, and then having a little bit of food here and there.
Yeah, it depends.
If you're not drinking, though, that'd be miserable.
Oh,
I'd
absolutely.
be like, "Where's the next food?"
And his mom knew that because she was shit-faced so much that she didn't even like
Yeah,
function.
yeah. What was she even doing there?
I have no
She
idea.
was kind of a waste of space.
Just to kill her, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Now my game.
Okay.
This game is called Fancify. I'm gonna give you just your regular
Okay.
dish, and we'll take turns, and you have to describe this dish in a way to make it fit a fancy restaurant menu.
Okay.
All right. Spaghetti and meatballs.
This is tough.
All right, you give me one.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, spaghetti and meatballs? I mean, I picked that one because it was tough.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Tough.
Flour finely pulled into long, tubular substance thrown onto a plate of white with squash tomato extract and balls of meat cooked. I don't know how to do meat.
This is tough. I think another way, and let me see if you like this version of your game better.
All right, let me hear it.
You take spaghetti and meatballs and change it to a way that it fits a Michelin star restaurant, but is also still spaghetti and meatballs.
Okay.
So what I would do is I'd take a little rice paper, I'd dip it in water, I'd throw it down like it's a spring roll. Then I'd throw the spaghetti in there, I'd slice up a little meatball, throw that in there. Fold the spring roll paper on itself, fry it, bam, spaghetti and meatballs.
Do you think that
spring
the
roll.
Michelin star spaghetti meatballs, that seems more like a hot appetizer at a taco mat?
For sure. I mean, it's a tough game regardless.
Oh, it had promise.
It had promise.
I'm telling you.
Do you want to try again?
Yeah, your turn.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Try and describe a hot dog to fit a Michelin star menu.
A painstakingly molded loaf, precisely pinpointed together, split in half, parallel to the bun. Sausage links. I don't know, bro. I'm sorry. All right, I have one game before we close out. Now, this game just came to me today. It has nothing to do with the menu. It just has something to do with me being concerned for my brother and his safety online.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is a great scheme.
Now, John,
And actually, I'm glad we're doing this because the people need to know. They need to be on the lookout.
John's a dumb blonde, and this is not the first time he's been scammed online or in person to spend more money than he should on stuff or in any situation. So,
Well, imagine if we had that projector while we were doing movie reviews.
true. I need it now for
Yeah.
my rug. All right. So this game is just called Scam or Not a Scam. We're just going to go through it real fast, and hopefully John can tell the difference.
Okay.
All right. A homeless man asks for change.
Not a scam.
Not a scam. You get an email asking for $10,000 to help a guy start a Bitcoin farm.
That's a scam.
That's a scam, John. Good job. You loan a friend $20.
Not a scam.
Not a scam. You get an email offering a free iPhone 14. All you need is your name, date of birth, and social security number.
That's a scam.
That's a scam.
That's a scam.
All right, that was it. I
Okay.
think he's got it.
This weekend, I get a phone call from Venmo, and it's a robot. So it sounds legit right out the gate. And they say,
How would it not sound legit?
if it was an Indian man.
It's a fact.
If an Indian man had said, excuse me, sir, somebody is trying to log
work
on,
with Venmo.
I would have hung up.
Yeah.
But he hooked his robot up to it, and it said, someone is linking a bank account to your Venmo. Is this you? If not, push 2. I pushed 2. They said, robot said, we are sending a code to your phone. They send me the code. I plug it in. They said, we are good to go. I didn't think anything of it.
We got you, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whenever I describe these situations, everyone's like, well, duh, you weren't there. And now we know it's a scam, and I'm explaining to you that it's a scam.
Yeah.
Well, then, like today, I saw that I had a bunch of emails from Venmo, and I was like, oh, God. And it was like, oh, your balance has been transferred to this bank. And so I obviously reported it, and then I thought, oh, no. It was
Not
fake.
again.
It was fake, and this guy figured out they got on Venmo and said like send me code for forget password, I'm assuming, and then they have this robot that gets you. Also, you dial your password, so they have a machine that can tell you what you dial from the other phone.
Probably.
Because you couldn't be on the phone with me, and I'd be like, hey, dial a number, I'll
It's
tell you
all
what
code.
it is.
It's all code.
Yeah, so these guys know code, trust me. And
don't mess around with those guys. The first trap he fell for wasn't
this
nearly.
was a bad one.
This is, hey man, pull over real quick. And then John gets out of the car.
I'll describe this one too, and I still have these guys' license plates, so I would love to find it. So
4 years later.
one time, I think I was like fresh out of college. I'm on
An educated man.
So I
With a little money in his pocket.
yeah, I think I just got my college graduation money, and I didn't know what to spend it on. So these guys like pull up to me at a red light, and they're like, "Hey man, roll down the window." This is known as the white van scam. I quickly found that out when I looked it up later, and they're like, "Hey man, we work for this company. They accidentally loaded us up with 2 of these home projectors. We only ordered 1. We're going to deliver 1. If we bring these back to our boss, he's going to just like load it back on the shelves. But they don't know about this, so we can sell it to you for the low if you want a home theater system." I'm talking a projector. I'm talking the thing
Surround sound.
Yeah, surround sound.
Subwoofer.
That thing you pull on for the projector to go on. The screen. And so they're like, "Let's pull over." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So,
Holy golly.
so I'm like, this seems...
Is this for a YouTube channel?
I took a picture of their license plate and sent it to Taylor and said, "I'm probably getting scammed. If I don't come back tonight, remember this license plate." So
Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't open the doors to the
Yeah.
projector and throw you in the back.
Well, I had them locked down for that.
Yeah.
So
They would have been caught if they
Yeah.
tried to kidnap a 23-year-old.
they're like, they show me what they got, and sure as enough, they have 2 of them, 2 of everything. And he's like, "Yeah, look it up." I look it up online. This is an elaborate part of the scam. Everything on there, it comes
Checks
up like,
out.
oh, $2,500, $1,500. So basically like $5,000 worth of stuff. They wanted to sell it to me for like $1,200. I said, all I got in my
You're pulling my leg here, guys.
yeah, you guys
twisted
can't be
my-
serious. Like, I wasn't planning on spending $1,200 today, but no one told me I was getting a free projector screen on the low. I was thinking, I'll just get home and resell this thing real fast, make a quick buck.
Genius.
So they're like, "Yeah, you got Venmo?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got Venmo." I'm like, all I got is $800 in Venmo. He's like, "Well, send me that, and then you can go to this bank and you can get the rest." Guy pulls up his Venmo. It's a picture of a little tiny kid, like his son. Now, this guy was covered in tattoos, but they had matching Radio Shack polos on. It wasn't Radio Shack, but it was something similar.
Yeah.
And they're matching. I mean,
Squad.
they've got uniforms for this shit.
Yeah.
Now, the guy pulled up his Venmo. His kid's in front of the screen. I send him $800. I go and get $400 from the bank. I hand him $400 cash.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How did you go back?
We were like in the bank parking lot.
Oh.
I was like, I think what it was all I can withdraw is this much money. And he's like, "You got Venmo?" And then I Venmo'd his little kid. And then as soon as they pulled off, a guy immediately blocks me on Venmo.
And then there's a picture of John holding up the projector screen in conversation, and it's just the funniest thing.
Oh
of all
yeah,
time.
Cody was living with me at
It's
the time.
4x4, looks cheap as all hell.
And I'm like, "Dude, you got to hear what just happened." Because at the time, I still think I made off like a bandit. And Cody quickly
Everybody just started
tells
laughing.
me, like, "You're the biggest idiot of all time.
Yeah,
How
you
did
got
you fall for
scammed,
that?"
my
And then
dude.
we pull out the projector screen, and it is just.
Yeah, we
I can
can
probably-
add it to the video once I clip this, and we'll
Yeah.
just put it on there with John and the
So-
projector screen.
Anyways, here's the game.
Now John knows.
Yeah, I know. I know how not to get caught. Here's the game. Hot or not?
Okay.
Girl who plays Margot.
Whew. She's like,
It looks like a fish.
I mean, it's like you look at her in some lights and you'd say hot. I'm gonna say not.
Yeah, she just has
But
she's
she's
a
also-
very unique face.
Yeah.
Her name is Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, she's very pretty, and she's an actress, and you probably hold them to a higher standard.
Yeah.
She's pretty. I don't know. She's hot.
Yeah. What about Voldemort?
Hot.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, I mean,
especially as Voldemort.
What are we talking about?
What about Tyler?
I don't know. No, but also like Neville Longbottom.
I mean, the guy's like 6'6". He gets chicks.
Tyler's 6'6".
Doesn't he look tall as the Dickens?
I don't know, but I mean, how tall is that? Anna
He's
Taylor
also
Time?
an X-Men.
Yeah, but he's
he looks
like
tall
a
then.
blue dude.
He's not blue the whole time.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
All right, one last one. What do you think Voldemort's net worth is?
45.
That's a really good guess. I'm gonna have to go higher. I'm gonna go with 70.
He was in that like Budapest or some stupid movie that I know we would hate, but everybody it was like
What
grand.
did you say?
45.
50. I knew that was a really good guess.
Yeah, he's more of an artist than he is like a Marvel contract type of guy. Which I mean, 45.
Tell that to his contract with Harry Potter.
Amen. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm surprised he's not worth more. But yeah, 45. And I mean, like he wasn't in all of the Harry Potters, but that's it. That was the menu. We gave it a 6.7.
6.7.
And I mean, watch it if you want to know what we're talking about. But besides that, there's no point. Before we go, always can tune in to movienightclub.com. We got that set up.
Like, subscribe, follow.
Yeah, whatever you can do in the
Click the
area.
link below.
Click the link below.
Make sure you put
I
a
hope
link.
we have a link
Make
below.
sure you put a link
right
below.
where his finger's
Hey,
at.
yeah, or click the broccoli.
That'd be cool.
Click the broccoli to follow. I don't know whether women do it.
Yeah,
It's gonna be sunny on the broccoli.
true.
All right.
It's all mirrored. All right, but yeah, follow, like, subscribe, give us love.